0 to 60 can define a performance car, but it's the fastest 60 to 0 that's the aim of Tarok's brakes. From road cars to race cars, circuits, special stages, or the autostrada, nothing reduces speed like Tarok's brakes. Italy gave the world the art of Da Vinci and Michelangelo. Tarok's has given drivers the art of stopping. For more information and to acquire your own masterpiece, visit tarox.co.uk. Yes, it's me, Mike Stone, and this is the Backseat Driver Podcast. It's the fastest, it's the friendliest, and it's for all the family. The Gas Shocks 116 Trophy and 120 Coupe Cup are the fastest growing race series in the UK, taking in 6 one-hour races and 8 sprints at all the top circuits. Visit 116trophy.com to find out more and get yourself behind the wheel. From a pot of tea to TT motorbikes. From a classic English breakfast to a full serving of classic cars. Bridge House Tea Rooms is the Northwest premier classic car meeting location for cars, bikes, tractors and owners clubs. So no matter what your automotive appetite might be, visit Bridge House Farm Tea Rooms on their Facebook page or call John and Alicia on 07980 444 221 for show details and to reserve your own table and parking space. I'd like to welcome back to the Backseat Driver something of a regular now. He's a well-known used car dealer and new car dealer, should you be so inclined, a well-known thespian. The one and only Mr. Niel Gioia, who today is going to tell us about the somewhat deplorable state of the car dealerships. Niel, welcome to the Backseat Driver again.
How you doing, Mark?
Now, before we get on to the cars, we've got to mention you're up for an award, an acting award. Are you not, dear boy?
Oh, stop it. You're going to make me blush, aren't you? You like doing this. Yeah, I'm to the Cresta Court next week in Goldtringham, actually a week today, for an award, Best Comedy Character.
As a car salesman?
No, I would have won more awards than Anson Deck doing that. No, for my portrayal of Colonel Charles Craddock. Smithy boy, proper chap.
Which is unusual, since you're actually from Naples. You are a proper, genuine Italian type chap, aren't you?
I'm proper confused. Neapolitan with a Manc accent who can do Terry Thomas. What more can you ask for?
How is the acting going?
It's all right. It's pick and choose at the moment and audition. So,
what was the famous phrase? Between engagements.
Yes. This year I've done, obviously, Murdered to Death. Last month we did Calendar Girls, which...
You were never one of them, shoot.
No, I didn't get them out. No, Calendar Girls. I played Rod, Chrissy Harper's husband.
Yeah.
So it was only a small part, really.
Yeah, the audience said that.
Yeah, but really, I learnt a lot in that show. It's not so much the calendar, it's the way the women were and the social issues and problems that they had. It was a proper eye-opener. I really enjoyed it. And I'm doing Panto at the end of this year. All these shows are at Bacup Royal Court Theatre.
Are you an ugly sister?
No, I'm...
You surprise me.
You don't want to be typecast so quickly in your career.
I'm going to say, how often do you wear ladies' clothes?
Only at weekends when they call me Michelle. Sorry, Michelle, if you're listening.
We'll get closed down because of this.
So we're doing Dick Whittington in January, again at Bacup Royal Court Theatre. Proper old-fashioned, oldie-worldy theatre. It's a lot of fun. If you ever get a chance to come and watch a show, amazing.
So there's a case of it's behind you and all the rest of
it? Oh, absolutely, yeah. Last year we did Jack and the Beanstalk.
Yeah.
And I got typecast as a Caribbean tree with a Jarvis Cocker wig, doing a Jarvis Cocker dance.
Yeah.
And it's the one part that I'll be remembered for, even if I became professional. I can't get away from it. This year, playing one of Queen Rat's henchmen.
Right.
Onion. So,
And there's every chance, if it goes ahead, you could be playing Arkwright in open all hours.
fingers crossed. It is scheduled next year for September. We've got a special licence from Roy Clark and his agents to perform open all hours next September. So I think it's the 26th, 27th, 28th of September.
Yeah.
3 nights. That'll sell.
I suppose it's appropriate in a way, selling dodgy tackle, because you sell cars for a living.
Let me just get my solicitor on quick now.
Last time we were on, we were talking about, well, it's not the demise of the electric car, but a lot of manufacturers are waking up to the fact that though this was a political move, they ain't selling, are they?
No. I mean, you read the press and stuff like that, and they'll put it down to semiconductor issues, component issues, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When in reality, why would you buy an electric car? You've no more incentives anymore.
No.
All right, there's zero emissions, but most of them are over the £40,000 P11D value.
Well, there's no emissions as such when it's finished, but there's a lot of them before they make it.
And when it goes as well. Yeah. So your zero emissions, where it would be zero road tax, is out of the window now. Because regardless of how much you pay for the car, be it new, pre-registered, or anything like that, they work it off the P11D value, which is, if you're taking a company car out, what the government would tax you on.
Yeah.
So now, even though it's zero road tax, the majority of cars have got a P11D value of over £40,000.
Yeah.
So you're paying £335 a year for years 2 to 6 for the road tax.
And I think the cheapest electric car, if I'm not mistaken, unless you look at the little Citroen ME, which is actually a cycle car, so it's not a car as such. I think they're about £7 or £8,000. After that, you're into like £20,000 minimum.
Yeah.
The ranges, they keep saying on the adverts, tele adverts, it'll do up to 280 miles. The up to lets them off the leash, the fact that it won't do anywhere near.
They're all covered with WLPT, aren't they, which is basically real-time running.
Yeah.
But where do they run the vehicles?
It always used to be the thing about petrol and diesel cars. It'll do this MPG. It will
on a rolling road. No, they used to do it on a rolling road no wind resistance.
Yeah.
So that's where WLPT came in, because they ran them in real time.
Yeah.
But where do they run them?
Yeah.
Nobody tells you that, do they?
No.
They could run them in Amsterdam, where it's perfectly flat.
Yeah. But it'd not be funny if you're going to Yorkshire Dales or somewhere like that, or the Alps, there's a lot of ups and downs, isn't there?
There is. It's great for your smart braking when you're going downhill, but other than that, you put the air conditioning on, you put wipers on and stuff like that, your range comes down dramatically.
In winter time, you put the heating on.
Yeah. There's a lot of pros and cons. There's more cons than pros, in my opinion.
And we're also saying that Mercedes-Benz have worked out it takes them on average 85 days to sell an electric car. We talked about this before we went on air, and you were saying that's not bad.
85 days isn't bad. If they said we can guarantee that we'd sell a car in 85 days, that's not bad, because most dealerships work on... When you see a car on a forecourt, they don't own those cars.
Do you mean...
It's called new and used.
All right.
They use what's called a stocking plan.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, if you got 200 cars and you did £10,000 a car, it's quite a lot of money.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of your working capital.
Yeah. So
what they do is they take out a mini overdraft on each vehicle.
Right.
And they work on a 90-day cycle.
Yeah.
Okay. So they might pay base rate and no interest for the first 30 days.
Yeah.
And then 30 to 60 days, they might pay 0.1% interest. But then when you get 60 to 90 days, it's going up. When you get over 90 days, that's when they get spanked by the finance companies and stuff like that.
Which is why a lot of dealers will start to discount and to get shut of them, won't they?
Well, they used to, but now a lot of dealers, they're part of a big group, aren't they?
Yeah.
So what a lot of them...
So I don't think any little sole traders exist.
There's not many. There will be out. I mean, I worked for one. All right, we don't have the dealership anymore, but we've got the contract hire side out of it, Courts Vehicle Contracts. But it's very hard. When you've got a company that's got 50, 60 dealerships, some companies have got a couple of hundred. I'm not going to name them for obvious reasons. They can switch the stock about.
Yeah.
So you can fudge the figures, can't you?
Yeah.
But if you said to me, I can
I
guarantee...
suppose the other thing is if they discover Model A in red sells better at dealer B than it does at dealer A, they can shuffle them about so the car that appeals and sells well will be in a location where it will sell.
There's a bit of that, but a lot of it is marketing and stuff like that, and desirability of the vehicle.
Yeah.
All right. For example, if you sell a car on a particular platform, okay, it'll allow you to value it on the dealer side, and it'll give you a percentage of what the desirability is of that car.
Yeah.
So ideally, what you'd want is something that's 60% upwards, and you've got half a chance of selling it.
Yeah.
Okay. And they can predict how long these cars will take to sell, because obviously people are advertising them, showing them as sold and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they have an algorithm that works it out. But if someone said to me, I can guarantee that specific electric car I will sell within 85 days, I wouldn't believe them. I wouldn't believe them. Because there's lots of things you can do. They can take them off a specific platform or other platforms and not advertise them for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
They can move them, because a lot of the dealerships now are all autonomous. So although it's under a parent company, they're autonomous. So they're all like each little dealerships. So if one of them's hemorrhaging money, they can close that down and it doesn't affect the other 199 dealerships. Are you with me? So they can move the stock about. They can take them off the selling platforms, not advertise them for a couple of weeks and put them back on.
And it appears like it's a new car.
Yeah, because there was one platform that used to work off the back of another one.
Yeah.
And if you're in the trade, it'd tell you how many days that vehicle was up for sale.
Yeah.
And they then use that as a marketing tool. So they'd show it. So the Ford Anglia had been up for sale for 225 days.
Yeah.
So then the customers would start walking in and saying, well, you've had that for near enough a year. Can we discount the car?
Yeah.
Doesn't work like that, because they have things like write down and stuff like that. They make sure that the vehicle is priced right.
Yeah.
And they've covered lots of depreciation and stuff like that. And the important thing to hear is it's an average, okay? So they might have one car for a couple of 100 days. They might have one car for 15 days.
Yeah.
You mess it up, you mix the numbers up like that, and you can come up with an average. So 85 days sounds great. It's a 40, 50,000 pound, 60,000 pound second-hand electric car.
Yeah.
Sounds great, but it's an average. And it's the little terminations that you got to look out for and to understand where they're coming from.
Now, the reason I invited you back on, since you're the Backseat Driver's resident car expert when it comes to buying and selling them, etc., is the dealership as we know them, and it was probably triggered by the 3.5 years of what I call rank stupidity, is, shall we say, the end is possibly nigh for the traditional car dealership.
The way they function,
because
you're talking about new cars, aren't you now?
New car, because there's all this online stuff and Car Wow and Cinch and everything else.
Right. Well, particular, how do I say this without upsetting anybody? So certain companies will offer massive discounts.
Yeah.
And the way they work, they're basically just they're just a marketing company. Yeah. What they'll do is they'll sign up loads of dealerships or brands and stuff like that. And it's a marketing company. So
a lot of these, shall we say, multi-chain dealers will sell nearly every make of car, won't they? Every brand of car.
They'll have most of them, yeah.
Multi-franchise.
Yeah, so I worked, the last one that I worked for, again, I'm not going to name them, they probably had... Being
an Italian sort of chap, you specialised in selling Fiats and Alfa Romeos, didn't you?
And a Bath and stuff like that.
And you sold it, not being funny, you sold Italian cars as well, because there's one thing I know about you, Neil. You know your Italian cars.
It's like anything else, isn't it? Some people buy for the badge, don't they?
Yeah.
Some people buy for the history of the vehicle and stuff like that. And a lot of brands have got a lot of history. I mean, you're into your French cars, aren't you?
I like French cars, but as it is, I drive a Fiat Panda, which is Italian, and I drive a Morgan, which, daft as it sounds, is not an Italian. It's an Italian-owned company, but technically it's as British as you can get.
You're buying it for the history, aren't you?
I bought the Morgan for its history, for what it looks like and everything else. I bought the Fiat Panda 4 before because I know them well, and they're just great little cars. Although, as we speak, mine's blotted its copybook, and it's in the garage, it's in the workshop. But in the main, I've always liked Fiats because they just sing.
Yeah.
Italians like their cars, no matter how tiny they are, to go like an F1 car.
If you ask a kid in Italy what he wants to grow up to drive, he'll never say a bus.
No.
Never ever say a bus or a lorry. He'll always say Ferrari and Alfa Romeo.
Yeah.
Even Fiat. I mean, some of the Fiats from years ago, the history behind them is...
So the famous, what they called the Otto V, the V8.
Yeah.
I mean, Fiat has incredible history, style, design, and competition. They were fantastic cars. And, of course, Fiat own, technically, Alfa Romeo, that they did. They own Ferrari. They own Jeep. They own all sorts of things. Now they're all part of this unwieldy setup called Stellantis.
Yeah, we'll leave that there.
We'll leave that as it is.
Yeah.
But what's happening to the car dealerships? Because now the manufacturers are having more say in how much the customer has to pay, and there could well be no discount. That's what it is. That's what it costs. Pay it and go on.
That's exactly what's happening, because a lot of franchises now aren't franchises anymore. Basically, the handling agents, essentially, whereas before you'd have set discounts. So they'd say, this, you might have 30% discount in a vehicle.
Yeah.
And what they'd do is they'd break it down. So at point of sale, your salesman at the front line, you'd have 3% or 5% to it with the basic price, not the whole car, the basic price.
Because the favourite thing used to be, pay that, and we'll throw in a sittable flap, some mats, and other bits and pieces.
The old car buyers, emotional blackmail. Yeah, been there, done that. But yeah, so then they'd break it up. So service, you get an extra 1% if you hit your targets for servicing.
Yeah.
And if you followed up the customers, like when you send in an inquiry and you put do not contact and they contact you anyway, they used to get paid for doing that in bonuses and stuff like that.
Because the other thing they used to do a lot, after you have your car about 18 months, 2 years, you get a call, do you want to trade it in?
That's a dealership, that's a car salesman thing. And I'm not going to lie, when I was in a dealership, I used to sit as close as possible to the service desk.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted that desk. Nobody wanted it.
Yeah.
And they always used to think I was mad.
Yeah.
And the other thing I used to do was I used to walk around every day and look at what cars were in for servicing. And amazingly, if there was something there that was coming up that was at its MOT and needed an MOT, as a salesman, I'd be ringing people up saying, listen, I've got somebody who wants to buy your car.
Yeah, and I can do you right proper deal on a new version of it.
On a new version, and probably save you the cost of your service. Or I didn't, but that's what you do. That's what because otherwise it's just stagnant. And the other reason I used to sit near the service desk was because all the screamers always came from another garage.
All right.
It's very rare, because we used to look after our customers.
Yeah.
You got the odd one that was a little bit but anyone that really used to scream used to come from another branded dealer. So you might have someone selling the same make of car as yours, but they'd take it to a different service department because they'd had enough of that one. Yeah. And they'd scream and something. I used to sell loads of cars doing that because they weren't looked after, they weren't spoken to, nobody cared. I'd look after them, and it's not just the one car I'd sell to them. They never said, sell me a car, they'd buy a car from me. If anyone, you ask someone whether they bought a car, where did you get your car from? If they say they sold me the car at, they're not a happy customer. Yeah. If they say I bought the car from, or they are, because they so that's how it works. So there's different discounts. You get target bonuses, overall numbers of units that you've sold, and things like that. So it's all performance related. Yeah. But the majority of it went into the dealership. So the poor salesman at the front didn't really earn that much money on a new car, believe it or not. But now it's changing, because what's happening is they're getting a handling fee. So essentially the manufacturer will say, Neil, we want you to sell 60 cars this quarter, and you're going to get £1,000 per car. Yeah. So you take the VAT out of it, it's £833. Yeah. Take all the costs. So they're basically cutting out the discounted guide, and that's what they're doing. Yeah. Not everybody's there now, but a lot of the big brands are there. Yeah. And the other thing is as well, because of what's happened in your, as you say, period of stupidity, they've realised that they don't have to build as many cars. Yeah. Okay. Make more money out of the cars that they are building. Yeah. They can control the market, and they can keep putting them up. Yeah. One of my colleagues where I worked during that pandemic period sold a particular brand of van. Right. Now, bear in mind, they didn't turn a spanner for the best part of, we'll say, 12 months. Yeah. That particular van went up in price by about £5,000 plus VAT. Yeah. Right? Constantly. Yeah. And they can do that because... with supply and demand, really. Exactly. Yeah. You know. So that's what they're doing. So there's very few that are going to be franchise driven.
Yeah.
All right.
So in many ways, a dealership will just become a brand representative. They won't...
Well, that's what they are now, but they won't have the benefit. They can't distress the market.
Yeah.
So you say Fiat 500, 6 years ago, you'd have a certain amount of money, and it was up to them how they did it and how they financed it. Brand new Frontline had to go through the manufacturer's warrant finance.
Yeah.
Unless the person wasn't strong enough to go with it, and then obviously it went down the pecking order.
Yeah.
So now they can control all that.
Yeah.
The other thing is as well, if you've noticed, cars are going up at a rate of knots.
Yes.
They're becoming unaffordable.
Yeah.
PCPs with interest rates and stuff like that.
I'm just wondering, you see the television adverts for a car, and in the very, very little writing at the bottom, you see the interest rates, and you think, you've got to be puddled if you think I'm going to pay that interest rate.
That's right. There's one massive car company, which is part of a German group.
Yeah.
And they're advertising a personal contract plan, brand new car, at 11.4% APR.
Yeah.
People used to cry at 6.9%.
Yeah.
So they might give you a little bit of money, a deposit contribution towards it.
Yeah.
But that all comes out of one place.
So you're not really getting your donation, are you? It's just it's
like interest-free credit.
Yeah.
The worst way to buy a car is interest-free.
Yeah. It's the old saying, figures can't lie, but liars can figure.
That's it. The best way to buy a car, and it's getting tougher and tougher, is to negotiate the biggest discount possible.
Yeah.
And if it entails taking out the finance, and take it out, but get as much discount as you can on the car.
Yeah.
And if you're a cash buyer, settle it off within 14 days.
Yeah.
Or settle it off as quickly as you can, because you get a rebate of the interest. But if you do that on 0%, guess what? There's no interest to rebate. You see where I'm coming from? And people are blinded by APRs and stuff like that. Now, if you can get the discount and it is finance attached, then set the finance.
Yeah.
Because if it's hire purchase, you'll have a 14-day cooling off period. Doesn't mean you can have the car back.
Yeah.
Just means you found an alternative method of paying for the vehicle. And then in that 14 days, they'll say about 30 days to settle it off, but you might pay £2.25 a day interest for the 30 days.
Yeah.
But if you're going to settle it off, if you're going to do that anyway, you'll have your debit card in your hand.
Yeah.
So the most you'll pay is whatever they say over 3 or 4 days.
And how is this affecting lease and contract and everything else? Because there's a lot of people, we used to do it, but after the lockdown, all our cars are now
phenomenally expensive. Yeah.
My cars are my cars. I don't owe any money on them.
Oh.
So I'm a nightmare for somebody selling cars, aren't I?
Not really. You know.
Because the other thing is, I've no intentions of changing any of them at the moment.
Listen, the biggest part...
Which is upsetting, Neil, because the last one I got, my Panda, I got off Neil.
Yeah, and you got a proper discount on that as well.
Yes. In fact, just after I bought it, I was passing a used car lot, and they had a 2-year-old Fiat Panda Cross 4 before like mine, and they wanted £2,000 more than I paid for a new one.
That's right. Yes. It's all about the people that you speak to. But with regards, as I was saying, cars are getting more...
By the way, he's still crying about that.
Don't, you'll have me setting off again. But cars are becoming more and more unaffordable.
Yeah.
And the only way that they're going to put, basically, the government wants you to use public transport anyway.
Yeah, drivers and car owners being purposely priced off the road.
Absolutely. But the only way you're going to be able to, in inverted brackets, afford a car is to lease it.
Yeah.
Which is what manufacturers want, because they'll have their own finance companies for the lease. You don't own the car. Basically what you're doing is you're running a car for a lease company. They say there's no depreciation, but you got nothing at the end of it unless you get another car.
Yeah.
And amazingly, those offers that were there 2, 3, 4 years ago
have vanished. Yeah.
So your 3 months at £150 is now 3 months at £400.
Yeah. Because I'm not being funny. Once again, you look at the adverts, and it's and the amount you pay per month now is frightening compared
and
to
their starting points.
Yeah.
Their starting points. It's very rare you get the deal that gets offered.
Yeah. Because you might want seats in it.
When I was doing a particular Italian brand, we had a competitor, and they used to have a particular car at $4,995 interest free.
Yeah.
To get you into the showroom.
Yeah.
If you sold that car for $4,995 interest free, you got sacked. And this was a brand new car. All the wheel trims were taken off. The partial shelf was taken out. Every panel was battered.
Yeah.
That's what you got for your $4,995. Right.
You got something that looked like a car type.
Yeah, which you would never buy anywhere.
Yeah.
Right. But with leasing, what happens is, because a lot of them are tied to their own finance houses, you've got to hand the car back anyway.
Yeah.
If you hand back a nail, you get charged a fortune for putting it right.
Yeah.
Which most of the time they don't do anyway, so they just take the money.
Yeah.
But if it's right, someone who looks after a car like you or me,
Yeah.
they've got a second and a third opportunity of leasing that car out. Usually 2 lots, depending on the vehicle.
Yeah.
They might do 3 lots. So eventually they'll take control of the used car market as well.
Yeah. In many ways, it isn't good for the buyer. None of this is good for the buyer.
Not at the moment, no. It's all geared up one way, and that's to the manufacturers.
Yeah.
And where do you go? Who do you complain to?
Yeah.
You can't, can you?
No.
And really what they're doing, in my opinion, and it's only an opinion, is they're creating a monopoly.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
But it's like a global monopoly or a universal one, because all the manufacturers are doing it.
Yeah, they're all getting that way. And like I said, so your traditional franchises are getting fewer and fewer.
Yeah.
But a lot of them now are all handling agents. So basically they're selling on behalf of a particular brand.
Yeah.
They've got a set amount. They might have particular discounts for different sort of groups. So if you work for the NHS, they might have what we used to call an affinity deal.
Yeah.
Or if you work for the manufacturer, an employee deal and stuff like that. But again, it won't be like the
I can always
discounts.
remember dealing with somebody who worked for Mercedes-Benz, and the discounts they used to get, Mercedes used to offer their employees. I asked him, because he had, no disrespect to him, he had just an ordinary office job and sat outside. He had a 420 SL, a car technically well beyond his means. But because of the discounts Mercedes-Benz offered their employees, he had this beautiful SL sat outside.
Now again, I know if you work in a Mercedes dealership, you don't get a company car, you lease the car. And the idea of that is you don't pay company car tax because you're leasing it or renting it, whatever they want to call it.
Yeah.
But they've also got low mileage cars that they can put, again, on the forecourt or redo a leasing stuff.
Because technically the car that the salesman has will be redone very soon. So as you said, it'll be a very low mileage second-hand car on a forecourt, which is more tempting.
That's it. So that's how it is. Yeah, so they will end up, they're doing it now.
Yeah.
So people that sell cars via brokers, and we're affected by it as well, will have less and less to sell because the discounts aren't there.
Yeah.
And it's all geared up for getting people back into the showrooms.
Yeah. So just at the moment, what is selling? What are people wanting to buy? Particular brand, a particular model, a particular type of car?
At the moment, we do quite well, and I know you don't like this, with the particular SUVs.
Yeah.
Self-charging.
Yeah.
Self-charging SUVs.
Hybrids are full electric.
The discount, I don't know anybody other than company car drivers that want full electric.
Yeah.
Are you with me? I've noticed that Motability now, because they've got a massive database, they're pushing electric cars and plug-in hybrid and stuff like that. At one time, they capped the deposit.
Yeah.
I think it was a maximum of £3,500. But now, again, because it's a lease, you're putting £7,000-8,000 into a car that you're not going to own.
Yeah.
All right, it's for a great cause. It's for people to go to hospital or for whatever it is.
Yeah.
But again, that's the route they're going.
Yeah.
Because it's an open market to them, and it's part of the DWP. So if they're saying, listen, we need to get more electric cars on the road, what do you do? You make it virtually impossible to get a petrol or a diesel car on there.
Yeah.
And you push the electric plug-in. For me, I know you're going to cringe, I like self-charging hybrids. I like them.
I actually don't mind them, the self-charging. The ones that you don't have to do anything with, apart from putting a bit of petrol into it.
Yeah. So they're great.
I've driven 1 or 2 of them. They're actually all right.
Yeah.
Even though they do have habit of combusting.
Well, it's not so much the self-charging, it's the plug-in ones, isn't it, with the lithium batteries, because you only need one cell to...
Yeah. Years ago, there used to be an advert for British Coal. Come home to a real fire. Now it's come home to a real fire, buy an AV.
Political, that, a bit political.
You just out of in what make and model of car is selling at the moment. Because you now, doing what you do, sell or lease any make and any model. What are folk ringing you up for?
We're leasing a lot of Toyota.
Yeah.
Toyota Yaris City Cross.
Yeah.
People love the Hyundai Tucson. An amazing car.
Yeah.
Proper bit of kit. So, but you speak to different companies, and it depends which leasing company they deal with. And
I mean, I know
it's all about discounts at the end of the day.
And the other thing is, it's regional, isn't it? A car that sells well up here in the north of England might not sell well down south. A different make and model.
Yeah, or up in Inverness, because I need 4-wheel drive. So it is quite regional, and a lot of people buy cars with features that they're never going to use.
Yeah,
right? It's true. 4-wheel drive Range Rovers. When are you ever going to take it off road? I mean, there will be people that will take it off road, and there will be people that live down really bad country lanes and stuff like that. But there's also a thing called soft roading, where 2-wheel drive cars with limited slip diffs do exactly the same job.
Yeah.
But you take that, 2-wheel drive limited diff car up to Inverness, where it's not gonna.
It's useless.
Yeah,
I've been in certain parts at Yorkshire Dales in little villages where in winter time, if it's bad, a 4x4 is no use. You want a quad.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that's going to get you around the place, or a horse.
Yeah, so a lot of it is regional. A lot of it is specific needs.
Yeah,
family sizes and stuff like that.
Yeah. When do you, in your own world, estimate the car dealership as we know it will cease to exist?
The ships will always be there because they need an outlet.
Yeah.
But having said that, more and more people are buying the cars off a computer screen, aren't they?
Yeah.
But there will always be people, they'll always need test drive centres.
Yeah.
All right, you buy a car, I would never ever buy a second-hand car.
Without seeing it.
In
fact, the motoring ombudsman have said, if you're buying a car, especially a used one, go and have a look at it, please, and test drive it. Yeah,
it's great having distance selling laws and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the problem is, you buy something, it's not right.
Yeah.
You're back at the start, aren't you? You've got to start looking for another car.
Yeah.
You've got to get the money back. It's hard work. So there'll always be people that will want to look at cars.
Yeah.
Touch it, feel it, sit in it, drive it. And that, if it was a used car, I'd want to do that. New cars are slightly different because they're off the peg, aren't they?
Yeah.
So they're brand new cars, so you've got 3, 5, 7 years warranty.
Yeah.
It's a totally different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
But I would never ever buy a car online. I know it's more convenient and they deliver it and it looks great, but you want to see it.
Yeah.
You want to see it and feel it and touch it.
Niel Gioia, thank you very much for returning to the Backseat Driver. It's been a pleasure chatting to you. I hope all goes well with your award for your Terry Thomas impersonations, and you're potentially becoming Arkwright, all hours.
Let's not curse it. It's a long way to go, and there'll be other people that'll be going for it as well. But for now, I'd like to think I had a good shot at it.
And since you're in Panto, before we go, it's behind you.
Oh no, it isn't.
Niel Gioia, thanks so much for joining me once again on the Backseat Driver.
Thank you for having me.
The Backseat Driver Podcast is brought to you in association with Tim Nash and the Lombard Rally Festival, the UK's premier classic rally demonstrations. From the awesome Group B cars to cars from the golden era of rallying, go to the Lombard Rally Bath social media for dates and venues. Rarely beaten on price, never beaten on service. Whether it's cars, bikes or commercials, Hodder Tyres are the best in the business. And when it comes to tyre expertise and advice to supplying the correct tyres for your vehicle's specific requirements, nobody comes close to David Lakin and the Hodder Tyres team. So give them a call on 01200 613 192 or visit the website at hoddertyres.co.uk.